Welcome to the Two Live Stews Court of No Appeal, honey, where the truth and justice do not live, and rulings and order are merely a suggestion. Where the Honorable, sometimes, Judge Hollywood presides. All right.
Okay, BMX, this is what they want. Shit. That family shit. Dirty. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Bonds that can't be broken. Watch it. Hey yo, we family. 3 times we heat rhymes, eye to eye, Jinx, X and I. A bond that will never die. Wise guys will split the pie. Big style, hypnotized. I'm back home, the shark in the town. Let the fin roam, my fam in the zone. See how we rock well, exotic flow. Crystal seashells, never sleep where the beast dwell. Monster the music, you the shit, then prove it. This is hip hop, get your shit chopped. It's been a long time coming on the same track with fan dumping. Look how your man's gunning for fam, cause we all stand for something. Salute the fans production, producing mass destruction. We ask nothing, command respect, that's the law of instruction. Back in the south with a Dutch in my mouth, fam. That's what I'm all about, damn. 3 deep when we rolling out. Leave your face posted out. Double holster, twin toasted out. Your style bitch, watch me hold it out. Get money. Every day with fam is sunny. We get money. Every day with fam is sunny. We family. Unbreakable balls, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm, hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm, hey yo, we family.
The jester, nobody does it better. Ain't nothing like fam riding a beat like a bike. When it come to this rap shit, yeah, I know we out of sight. Every ego bout on Tonka Fest, that Jinx is the best. BMX a prima jester, who gon' run up and test? I'm outside the gate, not in the bleachers or sideline. That mean that I ain't playing, motherfucker, I'm bout mine. You had your time, now it's mine to shine. I'm hungry when I spit, can't you hear it in the rhyme?
The best of the Two Live Stews experience.
People want me to talk about dating a celebrity. People want me to date Sexy Red. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Well, but real quick,
I would never even throw my darn line in the Sexy Red water.
listen.
Ooh,
if you're about the business of this show, and you can come up on Sexy Red, that would be huge for us.
Man, you crazy. I wouldn't put your penis in Sexy Red. I cleaned that up the best way I could.
God is good.
You gotta be
and
kidding
Lord, please
me.
forgive us. Lord, please forgive us.
God
is good all the
you gotta
time,
be
and all the
kidding
time
me.
God is good. If you don't know him and need to find him and show him love, that's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Yeah, man. If you got your PP on these streets, man, you need to put it in something that's gonna benefit the show. Straight up. Take one for the team.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. I'll sexy your red.
The best of the Two Live Stews experience.
Hey, people, it's your boy Chubb Rock. There's a new sheriff in town, Southern Edge Beverage Company. And let me tell you, you better taste the edge. Watch this. Taste the edge. Sweet tea vodka, salted caramel whiskey will rock you. The taste is smooth and refreshing. Gluten-free, no harsh burn for the blessing. Make it neat. Have it on ice. Buy both bottles. Have it twice. Mix with your favorite fruit juice. Nice. Mix a liqueur combo. Hype. We're black owned. Yeah. Find us in Atlanta telephone. College Park. Check this bone. Sweet tea, vodka, fix your fam. Southern Edge Beverages, Instagram. Salted caramel whiskey on the edge. New sheriff in town, baby. Taste the edge. Southern Edge can be found in the following locations in the metro Atlanta area. Total Wine and More in Alpharetta. Camp Creek World of Beverages. Prohibition Liquor. Firewater Package. Crest Wine and Spirits. And Bim's Package Store. It's time to taste the edge. Southern Edge, baby.
We have our new advertising rate sheet available. The Two Live Stews have a current reach of 50,000 people.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Here's the big thing about it. If we advertise your business, you got to remember, this is pretty much forever. is in perpetuity because these videos are streamed and you can watch it over and over, and people can watch what we did 6 months ago, and they're still going to see your advertisement. Okay?
It's constant.
Constant. All right. So, internet-based or Atlanta-based businesses, just going to shoot you real. I mean, if you're in Arizona and you got a brick and mortar, we probably can't help you a lot, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to advertise the show just to show some love, that's cool. But an Atlanta-based business and internet-based business, check us out. Email us, okay? sme.dougstewart@gmail.com. Here, your sponsorship packages starting at $75. And you're getting a lot of value from $75. In the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group, we got 40,000 people, okay? So you got 4 different levels. Level 1, $75. And really, it's still great because, once again, perpetuity. F with your boys. Okay? So if you're interested, email us. We'll send you this rate sheet, the packages, and advertise your business right here on the Two Live Stews. See that right there? Bruh's owned.
That's right.
Every Q in America should be drinking Southern Edge. Steve Scott, Beta Mu 92, myself, Zy Spring 90, and you, Delta Kappa 92. Every broad America should scan this QR code and check out Southern Edge.
They look so sweet. No. I wish I could taste the moment. Been around the world, hey, but there's nothing like that Southern Edge, girl. No. I've been around the world, whoa. Nothing like that Southern Edge, girl. Yeah. Okay, now pour me a one. Better yet, make it soon. They say the night is young. With this cup like the fountain in you. Shining. Tell me what your sign is. Tell me what your dream, little lady. I could buy by the bottle, I promise. Yeah. Because you look so sweet. I wish I could taste the moment. Girl, you look so sweet.
Hey, people, it's your boy Chubb Rock. There's a new sheriff in town, Southern Edge Beverage Company. And let me tell you, you better taste the edge. Watch this. Taste the edge. Sweet tea vodka, salted caramel whiskey will rock it. The taste is smooth and refreshing. Gluten-free, no harsh burn for the blessing. Make it neat. Have it on ice. Buy both bottles. Have it twice. Mix with your favorite fruit juice. Nice. Mix a liqueur combo. Hype. We're black owned. Yeah. Finest in Atlanta telephone. College Park. Check this bone. Sweet tea, vodka, fix your fam. Southern Edge Beverages, Instagram. Salted caramel whiskey on the edge. New sheriff in town, baby. Taste the edge. Southern Edge can be found in the following locations in the metro Atlanta area. Total Wine and More in Alpharetta. Camp Creek World of Beverages. Prohibition Liquor. Firewater Package. Crest Wine and Spirits. And Bim's Package Store. It's time to taste the edge. Southern Edge, baby.
to the Two Live Stews Court of No Appeal, honey, where the truth and justice do not live, and rulings and order are merely a suggestion. Where the Honorable, sometimes, Judge Hollywood presides. All rise.
Okay, BMX, this is what they want. Shit, that family shit. Dirt. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Bonds that can't be broken. Watch it. Hey yo, we family. 3 times we heat rhymes, eye to eye, Jinx, X and I. A bond that will never die. Wise guys will split the pie. Big style, hypnotize. I'm back home, the shark in the town. Let the fin roam, my fam in the zone. See how we rock well, exotic flow. Crystal seashells, never sleep where the beast dwell. Monster the music, you the shit, then prove it. This is hip hop, get your shit chopped. It's been a long time coming on the same track with fam dumping. Look how your man's gunning for fam, cause we all stand for something. Salute the fans production, producing mass destruction. We ask for nothing, command respect, that's the law of instruction. Back in the south with a Dutch in my mouth, fam. That's what I'm all about, damn. 3 deep when we rolling out. Leave your face posted out. Double holster, twin toasted out. Your style bitch, watch me hold it out. Get money. Every day with fam is sunny. We get money. Every day with fam is sunny. We family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey yo, we family.
The jester, nobody does it better. Ain't nothing like fam riding a beat like a bike. When it come to this rap shit, yeah, I know we out of sight. Every nigga bout on Tonka Fest, that Jinx is the best. BMX Supreme Jester, who gon' run up and test? I'm outside the gate, not in the bleachers or sideline. That mean that I ain't playing, motherfucker, I'm bout mine. You had your time, now it's mine to shine. I'm hungry when I spit, can't you hear it in the rhyme?
The best of the Two Live Stews experience.
People want me talk about dating a celebrity. People want me to date Sexy Red. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Well, but real quick,
I would never even throw my darn line in the Sexy Red water.
listen.
Ooh,
if you're about the business of this show, and you can come up on Sexy Red, that would be huge for us.
Man, you crazy. I wouldn't put your penis in Sexy Red. I cleaned that up the best way I could.
God
Crazy.
is good.
You gotta be
And
kidding
Lord, please
me.
forgive us. Lord, please forgive us.
God
is good all the time, and all the
kidding
time
me.
God is good. If you don't know him and need to find him and show him love, that's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Yeah, man. If you got your PP on these streets, man, you need to put it in something that's gonna benefit the show. Straight up. Take one for the team.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. I'll sexy your red.
The best of the Two Live Stews experience.
Hey, people, it's your boy Chubb Rap. There's a new sheriff in town, Southern Edge Beverage Company. And let me tell you, you better taste the edge. Watch this. Taste the edge. Sweet tea vodka, salted caramel whiskey will rock you. The taste is smooth and refreshing. Gluten-free, no harsh burn for the blessing. Make it neat. Have it on ice. Buy both bottles. Have it twice. Mix with your favorite fruit juice. Nice. Mix a liqueur combo. Hype. We're black owned. Yeah. Find us in Atlanta telephone. College Park. Check this bone. Sweet tea, vodka, fix your fam. Southern Edge Beverages, Instagram. Salted caramel whiskey on the edge. New sheriff in town, baby. Taste the edge. Southern Edge can be found in the following locations in the metro Atlanta area. Total Wine and More in Alpharetta. Camp Creek World of Beverages. Prohibition Liquor. Firewater Package. Crest Wine and Spirits. And Bim's Package Store. It's time to taste the edge. Southern Edge, baby.
We have our new advertising rate sheet available. The Two Live Stews have a current reach of 50,000 people.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Here's the big thing about it. If we advertise your business, you got to remember, this is pretty much forever. It's in perpetuity. because these videos are streamed and you can watch it over and over, and people can watch what we did 6 months ago, and they're still going to see your advertisement. Okay?
It's constant.
Constant. All right. So, internet-based or Atlanta-based businesses, just going to shoot you real. I mean, if you're in Arizona and you got a brick and mortar, we probably can't help you a lot, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to advertise the show just to show some love, that's cool. But an Atlanta-based business and internet-based business, check us out. Email us, okay? sme.dougstewart@gmail.com. Here are your sponsorship packages starting at $75. And you're getting a lot of value from $75. In the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group, we got 40,000 people, okay? So you got 4 different levels. Level 1, $75. And really, it's still great because, once again, perpetuity. F with your boys. Okay? So if you're interested, email us. We'll send you this rate sheet, the packages, and advertise your business right here on the Two Live Stews. You see that right there? Bruh's old.
That's right.
Every Q in America should be drinking Southern Edge. Steve Scott, Beta Mu 92, myself, Zy Spring 90, and you, Delta Kappa 92. Every broad America should scan this QR code and check out Southern Edge.
They look so sweet. No. I wish I could taste the moment. Been around the world, hey, but there's nothing like that Southern Edge, girl. No. I've been around the world, whoa. Nothing like that Southern Edge, girl. Yeah. Okay, now pour me a one. Better yet, make it soon. They say the night is young. Wet this cup like the fountain in you. Shining. Tell me what your sign is. Tell me what your dream, little lady. I could buy by the bottle, I promise. Yeah. Because you look so sweet. I wish I could take some moment. Girl, you look so damn sweet.
Y'all already know what time it is. Another day for the truth. Right here at the Two Live Two PopUp. Had to get the light on. Hey, I appreciate y'all being in the chat so early. Jungle Brother, Loose Neck, Big Hell, Mero, Uncle Charles, Uncle Jam, ATL, 404. Arle in the house. I see you, Arle. Pull it up. Hey. Hey, man, we gonna get this thing rolling. Right way, Ryan gonna be popping up. We pulling up. Off. See, right, what's happening, baby? What's going on? JB Smooth, what up? Glad you're here, man. Kerry, what's happening? Alvin, they all piping in. That's what I'm talking about. Man, y'all already know it's crazy stuff going on out here. Crazy stuff. We're gonna get into it though. I'm gonna start off by going ahead on and do something we never do. But since I'm here and I'm running things just gonna be ran how I want to run it. That's just how I go. I'm gonna start off because I saw some good chats earlier, so I'm gonna start off with some chat and I'm gonna just engage y'all. This y'all show. This the pop-up. We're gonna go ahead and get it out. First, Loose Neck, Doug and Ryan spent all day getting rid of Diddy freak off party evidence. That's probably why Ryan late. he probably trying to go ahead and get the rest of that on up out of there, man. I don't blame him, man. Hey, man, you got to get yourself clean at this time. I'm sorry. We ain't got no time to... The whole show can be ruined. Everything that we've been working for the past 8 months to a year can be thrown down the drain if they don't scrub their evidence. I need them to scrub it for my sake, for Arle's sake, for Tree's sake. Hey, we went around y'all then. I mean, I was around, but I wasn't around. I wasn't at the party. If I was at the party, I probably would have left early. I don't know. I was drinking back then, so who knows what I would have did. I can't even call it. RC, Diddy only buys the finest of baby oils. I am interested to see what type of baby oil that they found. You know, what's the brand? You know, was it Johnson & Johnson? Was it Johnson & Johnson? Probably all I know, but I'm pretty sure they got more oils. It could have. What kind of oil? Was it castor oil? Was it some fragrance type oil? I mean, what kind of body oils was he using? Was he using them body oils you find at the you find at the park or on the side of the street? You know, the guys they setting the oil out the holster. I'm interested to see what kind of oil Diddy had, you know, because it could be useful in the future. I might have to have me a freak off. I don't know. I gotta see what it all persists of. I don't really know what all a freak off involves, but if it don't involve too much, then I might have to grab me some of the oils, man. We'll have to see. Jungle Brother, the price of lotion and oil is about to drop after they circulate Diddy's back in the market. Man, I hope he ain't had that much oil. If he got that much oil, oh my gosh. I mean, matter of fact, I wouldn't even want them to put that oil back on the market. Ain't no telling what been happening in that oil. Ain't no telling what's in that oil. Ain't no telling who hands been on that oil or who mouth been on that oil. They need to just keep that oil in the evidence safe, wherever they got it at. Just put it in the evidence safe, bring it out to court. I don't know. I don't know if they should put that oil back on the market. Somebody said extra virgin olive oil. But they can really get the cooking then. I don't know, man. I had to keep that oil away. I mean, coconut based by the oil, Raider Kev. What you say? You got to be using that coconut based by the oil. But I don't know nothing about that. That's some bull. I'm gonna tell you, I know a little bit about that coconut oil. That coconut oil is real smooth and it stretches. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta even use that much. You just put a little dab on your hand and you can. I mean, it depends on how big her bottom is, but you can pretty much oil that thing up real good. You might use a handful. You can do the whole body, and that coconut oil you can get a jar about that big, and it'll last you a year or two if you use it the right way. I know a little bit about that coconut oil, man. Yeah, gotta like that coconut oil. We're gonna get into that, Diddy. Like I said, Ryan will be pulling up real soon. Pause. We're gonna get into the Falcons. The Falcons, they messed around and beat my Eagles last night. I'm so disappointed at Saquon Barkley. All he had to do was catch the rock. That's all he had to do. Let's go ahead and get Stu in here. Get your mic right, Stu.
Let me get that mic right real quick, Dred. Give me a second.
Yeah, I got you. Let's Stu get his mic right. But anyway, them stinking birds and in the South, in the hood, I guess just in the hood, we call them the coons. You know, now Arle earlier didn't understand what I was talking about. Ryan, what is it? Y'all didn't grow up in the same streets I grew up in, man. We call them the coons down here, but it's all good. But yeah, you know, I ride with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Them the two teams I pretty much pull for. And so I was really disappointed at how that game went last night.
Let me take control of things. Dogs and poodles, good evening.
I had it under control. You got it, man. No, you got it.
Dogs and poodles, good evening. Sorry for my delay. God is good and he's amazing, and I'm very happy to be here with you this evening. It was one of those evenings, y'all. I'm very, very glad, actually ecstatic, that the great Naughty Dread entertained y'all for a while. Dread, you already going. Don't take yourself out. Come on back in this thing, man. Come on back in this thing. We're doing this thing together, man. Yeah, no shine at all, man. No shine at all, man. I want to first apologize to everybody, okay, for being tardy. That's typically not something that happens to me, but I am a full-time dad, and daddy duty runs the roost, okay? It's what we do. My kids had soccer this evening. Mason had actually football practice and then a soccer game. The wife has to work, so, you know, dad had to feed the kids, get the kids to the practice, get the kids to the game, get the kids home. You know, dad was on daddy duty. So before we get started this evening, okay, shouts out to the good folks from Southern Edge Beverage Company. Shouts out to y'all, all right? Before we get started, because we're going to have a good night, a good unexpected night. Good unexpected night. Salud. What I'm sipping on right now will be flowing in abundance Thursday night, the 19th, at Game Changers Lounge, the Doubletree Suites and Battery in the ATL, 2780 Windy, was it? Not Windy Hill. Windy Ridge Parkway, that's right. You have to RSVP to get into the building to have the experience, a live experience. And that was the number for you to RSVP. We'll post it again a little bit later. But before we get started, all right.
I feel you on that.
Listen, man, I'm happy to be here, man.
You know why them folks said you were late, right?
Why they say I was late, Dre? Oh, I know why.
Had to get rid of that evidence.
We're going to talk about that. But before we talk about that, let me say this. And it is your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Store, Ryan Store. This is a Two Live Stews crew pop-up. And before we get into that, I'm rushing. I'm about 15 minutes late. They had two big injuries in Mason's soccer game. So typically in these games, in Little League games and soccer, the clock runs continuously. But because these were two injuries that lasted a minute, I guess the ref decided to stop it, and that's what held me up. So I'm rushing to get home. I got to stop and order the pizza and get the pizza. I call it in before I get there. Pick the pizza up, driving home, and lo and behold, never late for a show, never late for anything for the most part, my exit is closed. They're doing construction on I-185, and my exit is closed, Dred, okay? I don't know why and how, and typically they don't work. The DOT workers typically don't work in the evenings and at night unless you're in Atlanta. But I say all that to say, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm ecstatic, and I want you to fill me in on this.
Hey, man, out of all days, this is a day
fill me in on what you've done to this point.
Out of all days, this is a day that your exit should be closed. Pause.
Okay, Dred. A couple things I want to do.
I just read a little chat earlier, you know, talked a little bit about what we're going to be covering today, the Diddy. Okay, these people in the chat early, man, so, you know, they had a lot to say. All this body oil, all this baby oil that Diddy supposedly had.
No, I don't think they said baby oil. I think the term that they used was lube. Okay, lube? Now we're going to talk football first, but I think they said it was 1,000 plus bottles of lube that they took out of Diddy's crib. 1,000 bottles, Naughty. We're gonna get to that later, Naughty. We got to get to that later. But before we do that, football wise, Dred, what did you talk about? Because I heard you talking about
My Eagles they dropped the ball, man. Literally, Saquon literally dropped the game. The game was to be had in the fourth quarter. The Falcons had no timeout. The Saquon catch the ball. He don't even got to score. He can just fall to the ground for the first down, and the Eagles run the clock out, and the game is over.
Eagles running the clock out. Before I delve into that, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
How were you born and raised in the ATL, a freaking Philadelphia Eagles fan?
I just pull for the Eagles and the Pittsburgh. I'm not a fan of any team. I really like players, but if it's any team that I pull for, it'll be Pittsburgh and Philly. But I grew up
two Pennsylvania teams. Pennsylvania teams, and you grew up less than 10, 15 miles from where the Atlanta Falcons play.
I'll explain. I grew up a diehard Falcon fan, Braves, Hawks, all of that. But then I got older and I got more intelligent, and I realized that my loyalty don't lie with these owners. They don't have the same vision that I have. So why must I put all my energy and fanaticism in something that I don't believe in? I mean, like for the Hawks decided they wanted to tank for a whole bunch of years. Well, that's a loser's mentality to me. I don't have that type of mentality the way I'm going to lose on purpose.
You confirm they were tanking how, Dredd?
When you get rid of all your good players and decide you want to rebuild through the draft, that lets me know that you're not trying to win. I appreciate franchises like the Boston Celtics. Even though I don't like the Celtics, I do appreciate that every year they're trying to win a championship. The Lakers, every year, their goal is to win a championship. Make whatever move you need to make, even if it hurts you in the future. We're trying to win this year. And I can appreciate teams that try to win. How you gonna sell your fans tickets? You know, you trying to sell them merchandise. You charging for parking. You breaking your fans, but you're not giving them 100% of everything that you got. And so I just can't ride with things like that. The whole Mike Vick situation kind of turned me sour. So it's been a lot. It's been a journey.
And not to delve into this. And it is the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart. Doug's not here, but Denardi Dredd and I are having a little sit down to talk about the Falcons' victory last night on Monday Night Football and to talk about what's going on in the world of Diddy. So, a couple questions. One, when you deem a team is fighting for a draft pick, I think your term was there. What was your term?
Tanking.
Okay, a team is tanking.
Right.
That's another whole debate, Nutty, because for you really to be tanking, there's several things that need to be in play for your team to be tanking. Okay? I mean, a hard reset, a soft reset, it don't necessarily equate to tanking. I mean, sometimes if you have players that you've paid that the payments aren't materializing to add up to wins, these players are here every day, not injured. These players aren't tradable because of their numbers. These players command a high number. How is it tanking to try to get rid of an asset that's not viewed as an asset anymore? That's just part of the business.
I can understand that.
And also, in my eyes as a former player, there's one thing, okay, that every professional team is not trying to do. There's one thing, okay? You know what that one thing is, in my opinion? Not yours, but in my opinion?
Lose money?
Lose, period. Lose, period. These cats ain't in the business of losing, Dredd. These cats are not in the business of drafting the wrong players. These cats are not in the business of paying for a free agent and giving them a big check, a big piece of the cap money, and that player doesn't pan out or work out. These cats are not in that business. They're trying to win. Just in the National Football League, because you did mention the Boston Celtics.
Right.
Football,
I agree. League. There's no tanking in football.
Just in the National Football League, it's a $12 to $15 billion business a year.
Correct.
And they market share. So for the teams that may take a loss, P&L wise, for the teams on the on the business side of things that aren't in the green or maybe doing bad, which there's not many of them, or there's not any of them. If they're not making any money, because this league is so profitable and so strongly run, strongly ran, they profit share.
Correct.
So the money that the Cowboys make and Jerry makes in his $10 billion empire, guess what, Dredd? Parts of that money may be going to a Raiders team or a Jacksonville Jaguars team.
Right.
So they're not in none of them that sit at the table to make the decisions for that league, for the entire league, are going to be supportive of or going to be patting one of their fellow owners on the back for intentionally trying to lose. When people say that, that's just not factual in reality.
Yeah, it's a bigger picture too. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these owners hide behind the franchise name. You know, the Atlanta Falcons, that's Arthur Blank team. The Dallas Cowboys, that's Jerry Jones' team.
Yeah.
See, when you root for a team, you really root for the man who owns the team. And a lot of these owners, especially in the NFL, some of their politics, most of their politics don't align with mine. You know, their morals and things like that. You know,
do you eat out? Do you eat out at any restaurant in Atlanta at all that may not be a black-owned restaurant? Do you patronize any business? Do you go in Home Depot? Do you go in Sam's? Do you go in Walmart? Okay, then the people that own the people that are the sole proprietors of those businesses, the people that own those businesses, the people that sit on those boards, their thoughts and their thought processes are not aligned with yours.
You're absolutely correct. That's why I would say for myself, I probably spend 90 to 95% of my dollars in the black-owned businesses. But then you have those times where blacks don't own the business. I have to go to Home Depot. I have to go to Lowe's. I have to every now and again. I don't like to go to Walmart, but I will. So, and those are unfortunate situations just because of the society that we live in. But you're correct. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. If I had another option, if there was a black-owned home remodeling store, I would go there and spend my money there.
Okay, let's talk about these Falcons and these Eagles from Monday Night Football. It's your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Store, Ryan Stewart. We are powered and fueled by the good folks from Southern Edge. Shouts out to Southern Edge and Southern Edge Beverage Company. Nadia just talked about us hanging out at Game Changers a little earlier on Thursday night. That podcast is going to start at 7 o'clock. We're going to go 7 to 9. We're probably going to start the podcast a little earlier, so before y'all even get there. And then after that, we're going to sit down and enjoy some Southern Edge. We're going to pay for it until 9 o'clock for you guys. We're going to give you guys drink tickets. We're going to have a good time. So come and hang out with you good folks, the Two Live Stews and the Stews crew at Game Changers this Thursday at 7 p.m. First thing I got to do, and I'm going to do it again on Thursday. Everybody in the chat room, we're going to get to your chats. I see Arle Wood is in the chat now. Spend some time with y'all. When we talk about Mr. Diddy, Arle's going to come in and grace us with her presence. The first thing I got to do before we get into the Monday Night Football talk is I need to apologize to the GIMP. I need to apologize to the GIMP. And Dredd, to the GIMP. I will always on this platform be a big enough man to pound my chest when I'm right and Doug and I debate. Like Caitlin Clark, I'm right about Caitlin Clark. Doug said she wasn't going to do anything. Doug said they were going to D her up. Doug said she was too small. I'm right about Caitlin Clark. Okay, so I'm gonna pound my chest with him right about Caitlin Clark when we talk about Caitlin Clark. I might even be a little bit insufferable, okay? But on Monday's show, I came in here and talked about the GIMP like he was a dog.
Right.
When I say the GIMP, Dredd, tell the people who I'm referring to as the GIMP.
You're referring to Kirk Cousins.
That's exactly right. You damn right. You damn right. So the first thing I want to do before we get into these sports is apologize to the GIMP. Because the GIMP played his behind off.
Correct. He
last night in that game.
He did. And that's what I was telling y'all. I was telling y'all last week, I said, you got to get this man a few games. I mean, he didn't play in the preseason. He's not going to be that bad.
The Gimp was 20 for 29, 241 yards, and 2 freaking TDs. And when Saquon screwed up the way he did, which we're going to talk about in a second, when the Philadelphia Eagles and their coach screwed up like they did by throwing the ball to Saquon in the first place and not knowing the numbers when it involves that in that situation, which we'll talk about here in a second. When the Philadelphia Eagles decided not to kick a field goal in the first quarter when they were 4th and 4 inside the 10-yard line to cost their team 3 points, when the Eagles didn't do that, Kirk Cousins took the ball with a minute and some change left on the clock and walked it down the field like the pro and the vet he is. Okay? So why am I still calling him a gimp? Were you going to ask me that question, Dred?
I wasn't, but you can go ahead and answer. Why are you still calling him a gimp?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Why am I still calling him a gimp? Because he knows he's gimping too. He said on the field last night in one of the post-game interviews that I saw that, and this is fresh after the game. This is after his fourth quarter winning drive to put the Falcons up or to tie, and then bring the kicker on to kick the extra point. In the post-game press conference, Kirk Cousins said, I got to get better. I got to play better, and I got to feel better. I had a better week this week than I did last week. And you notice that. We'll talk about that in a second, too. He had a better week.
Right.
But you can still tell that even though he played a much better game, was getting under center, was getting to the stretch on the right side to Bijan, was getting to the stretch on the left side to Bijan, was pulling the ball and play action in and rolling out and dropping back. Even though he did all of that, he's still not 100%. You can tell that. Well, and he pretty much admitted to that as well in the post-game press conference. Go ahead, Fred.
Well, you hit on something. Last week he played strictly in the shotgun. They put him on the son of this game.
Hold on. Shotgun and pistol.
And pistol, correct.
And every single time they pistoled, they ran it. And every single time they were in the shotgun last week, they threw it. Continue, Nadi.
So the offensive coordinators made some adjustments from that aspect. Also, we'll be remiss if we didn't talk about how great that offensive line was last night. I mean, they only gave up 1 sack. The team didn't turn over the ball one time. I mean, they kept Kirk clean. Right. And when you keep a guy like Kirk clean and you can't get any pressure on him, which the Eagles failed to do, he can pick you apart.
He did, and he did that. 20 for 29 is a good night. I think he had a perfect passer rating. As a matter of fact, now I've got the stats right here. Several things to talk about in this game. As we mentioned, 20 for 29, 241 yards. I believe he's got a perfect passer rating or passer rating of 140 or better, Dred. Bijan last night. What I don't understand, and this is your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, Two Live Stews Experience, Two Live Stews Crew pop-up style. What I don't understand is how Bijan Robinson only gets 14 carries. What I don't understand is why someone so electric isn't literally being featured and utilized as a featured back. With the 14 carries he got, he averaged damn near 7 yards a carry. He almost had 100 yards on that thing, man.
Yeah,
he needs to get the ball 25 to 28 times a game, Dred.
I agree. And Algier came in and he ran the ball pretty well as well. I mean, together they carried the ball 23 times, and then you got another 5 carries from Ray McLeod got a carry. Kirk Cousins.
His was sacks though, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean that's 25 carries right there just on the ground. So I think what happened was, because you can go down and look at time of possession, the Eagles ran the ball. The Eagles ran the ball with their quarterback and with their running back, and so that kind of takes time off the clock, which condenses the game. So I think 29 passes to 25 rush, that's almost 50-50. I think that's a good balance for the Falcons.
Also here, listen to what you just mentioned. You mentioned the Eagles and their running game last night. Jalen Hurts said, screw this, man. Last year, he was clearly injured towards the end of the season. They started off 10-1 and lost damn near every game after that. He was clearly and leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else when it comes to the MVP race at the middle part of the season, and they fell apart. But last night, he ran that ball 13 times, as you just mentioned, for 85 yards, averaging right at 6.5 yards per carry. Also had a rushing TD. Now, Barkley ultimately lost that game to them, even though I want to say something about that. No, that's not true. He didn't lose the game. Let me rephrase that.
It's the team game.
Saquon, it's the team game. It's a team game, and no one play, if your offense ran 60 plays or more, no one play is the reason why you lost that game. Even though a little while ago I said that their coach, Sirianni, screwed the pooch from the first quarter when he didn't go for that field goal when they were down inside the 10-yard line, okay? Even something as egregious as that, as egregious as not taking the points, as egregious as going for it on 4th and 4 instead of taking a field goal to be the first team on the board with points, as crazy as that is, that one play is not the reason why they lost the game. It never comes down to one play. It's always a series of plays.
Correct.
But I'm proud of Jalen Hurts for running that ball last night the way he did. That is something that is extremely difficult for defensive coordinators to defend when a quarterback can pull that ball down, especially if you're in man-to-man coverage, and take off and run.
Right. As a team, Philadelphia Eagles ran the ball 37 times. I can appreciate that. I like when the team run the ball. But like you said, there's a cumulative amount of plays that'll cost you the game. The field goal that they didn't take early in the game, and then they turned the ball over. You had the Saquon drop, but then the last drive, I don't know what Vic Fangio was thinking about. These wide receivers wide open.
Wide open.
I'm saying my homeboy could have led that drive and scored a touchdown, and they would have won the game.
What's your homeboy name, Dredd?
My homeboy Wood. We call him Wood. Pause. He could have led that drive, and this man had 5 concussions. Come on, like, no. Darnell Mooney, wide ass open. You got Drake London, wide open.
What I'll do often, Dredd, is I'll look at the numbers, okay? Passing yards, 233 for the Falcons, 179 for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts and them not having A.J. Brown was detrimental to the team's success. A.J. Brown did not suit up last night. He was on the sideline looking fly. If you don't have that piece of your puzzle on the board, that's a problem.
I mean, that takes away a home run, but he still was 23 or 30.
He was 23 or 30. He was 23 or 30 for 100 and some yards, you know.
Right.
And he balanced that out with his running, the 80-plus yards that he had on the ground.
Correct.
2 things that's really, really important I want to talk about. The lack of third down efficiency on the Falcons' behalf. The Eagles were 6 and 13. The Falcons in third downs, which is very important, you're going to have a third and long sometimes, 5 or 7 yards. You're going to have a third and short, 2 or 3 yards. You've got to convert those third down conversions to first downs. The Falcons were 2 and 9. That's a problem. That's something we need to keep our eyes on. Were they not running the ball effectively between the tackles on those third and shorts? Were they not completing passes on those third and longs? Was it bad play calling situations? Was Kirk checking us in or out of a better situation for a worse situation? Keep your eyes on the third down efficiency. And secondly, something that you also need to be very excited about. The Falcons only had 3 penalties last night.
Yeah, that's positive.
There's 4 quarters to play football, and the Falcons had 3 penalties for 4 yards. Conversely, the Eagles had 9 penalties for 53 yards. Sir, if you can keep those penalties down to 3 to 4 penalties a game, you might as well add that to the yardage that the offense is getting.
Agreed. I mean,
easy.
lack of penalties and no turnovers, and then you only gave up 1 sack. I mean, that'll keep any team in any game.
Okay. Before we move on and get into what's going on down in Miami, my bad. What's going on in LA? Damn, my bad. What's going on in New York? Before we get to all of them cities and this cat that's in the news big time, the dude that Doug clearly hung out with all night apparently. Before we get to that, let me say this real quick. Saquon Barkley has had more drops out of the backfield than any other back in the last 3 years. I saw that stat today. I forgot where I saw it, but when it comes to the metrics of the running backs catching the ball and dropping the ball, no one in the last 3 years has dropped more passes in that situation than Saquon Barkley. Okay? Why were they not running the ball, Dredd, when you've got the lead, you're on your side of the field, the clock is running out, the Falcons can't stop it? Why would they not run the ball? But when they decide not to run the ball, why would they roll Saquon out and throw it to him in that situation, even though it was a perfect play? If everybody's all into analytics like everyone says they are these days, how does that happen last night?
That's it. You just said it. It was the perfect play. I think everybody and their mama knew that Saquon was about to get handed the ball and he was going to run it up the middle and keep the clock going. But they wanted to
stop him all night. So what? They didn't stop him all night?
I agree. They wanted to surprise him. They wanted to hit it on the outside, and Saquon just dropped the ball. I mean, I can't disagree with your assessment because hindsight is 2020. But if he catches the ball, then we're not having this conversation.
Listen, I feel like I'm Kamala Harris and you're President Trump right now. You just walked into one. What did you just say? If he just catches the ball, but he didn't.
Correct.
All day long, I kept hearing people on TV and radio talking about what could have happened or what should have happened, or if he would have caught that pass, what would have? No. Doug does that from time to time. He talks about things that are not a part of reality. He talks about things that has nothing to do with the conversation and or debate.
Okay, let's say he ran the ball and he fumbles the ball. I mean, we don't know what would have happened. All we know is what actually happened.
Yeah, and he dropped that ball. And when it comes to the analytics and the metrics, the coordinator, the head coach, and the people on the headsets calling the plays should have been like, this is not the situation to call this play for Saquon, because he drops it more than any other back in the league in this situation. He's having a great game. He's had 2 great games to this point, but in this situation, you don't want to throw him that ball. Doug always talks about numbers lie. They don't. If we pay attention to the numbers, they will help us. Last thing. Falcons got a big game coming up this weekend. The Kansas City Chiefs come to the ATL. Is there any chance the Falcons end up being 2-1 and they find a way to beat Kansas City, a team that's 2-0, but a team that has not hit on all cylinders, a team that's injury-ridden, losing their running back last week? Is there any way that the Falcons ride the high of a big win in Philadelphia against a good Philly team and they beat Kansas City in the ATL next weekend?
Is there a chance? Yes, there's a chance because the Falcons have a good defense. I believe that. And I believe the Falcons have one of the best running backs in the league in Bijan Robinson. I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will get more pressure than the Philadelphia Eagles did. But at the same time, there's always a chance. They have a great chance to win that game against Kansas City.
Sir, I hadn't looked at the numbers yet. I'll start looking at those throughout the course of the week. For the rest of the week, I typically do that maybe tonight, Tuesday night, early in the morning on Wednesday. But I dare say that whatever the number is, because the Falcons more than likely will be the dog, I dare to say that the Falcons can win this game outright. I mean, and I don't want to belittle the Chiefs. I don't want to belittle the 2-time Super Bowl champs. Right. I don't want to belittle Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to belittle a team that in the first 2 weeks of this year has shown without a full deck that they will find ways to win the game. Right. But the Falcons have a lot of good going on right now, sir. Right. A lot of good.
And the Chiefs got a lot of good going on right now. Even with losing the running back for a few weeks, Rashee Rice has looked amazing this year.
He looks amazing.
Kelsey hasn't really gotten off yet, but it's due. He's due to get off. And Pat Mahomes just finds a way to win.
He does.
And
He
and
does.
as long as he finds a way to win with the help of the referees, sometimes, then I think Kansas City is right where they want to be.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on that game, and I want y'all to do the same thing. It's your boys, the Two Live Stews, man. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. Shouts out to Man Cave Monday that took place last night. Everyone said it was bananas out there. It was a really, really, really good time. I'm looking forward to getting down there one day this year or this season to come watch Monday Night Football with y'all. At Bazooka Lounge, they do it big in Big Willie style, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. They got Monday Night Football, of course, as I just mentioned. They do poker for the people that play cards, and there's so much more going on. Tastings and all kinds of stuff. So shouts out to Man Cave Monday. And before I move on, shouts out to the good guys from Bay 11 Towing, all right? Give those guys a call at 404-770-6949. That's Bay 11 Towing, 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in the ATL is not cool. It is stressful. It is dangerous. I don't care if it's a bad battery. I don't care if it's a flat tire. I don't care if you need a full-out engine repair. Call my folks at Bay 11 Towing, 404-770-6949. They tend to get there faster than the other companies, and they tend to have more competitive pricing than the other companies. That's why you should call them if you find yourself on the side of the road or if you just need to move your vehicle. 404-770-6949. Let's bring the beautiful Arle Michelle into the building, man. We got a whole lot to talk about with Arle. How you doing, Arle?
Hey, y'all. Arle in the middle. Where's she at? In the middle. Arle in the middle. Where's she at? In the middle.
Arle, real quick before we get started, it is the Two Live Stews. It is a Two Live Stews experience.
The Stew Live crew.
Stew Live crew pop-up. I don't know, Arle. What I don't want to happen today is for you and Dredd to get to arguing like y'all been doing on the No Show. Y'all doing an outstanding job. I want to start there. Y'all doing an outstanding job. Y'all really are. Y'all are finding your groove. And
we didn't beat him. I didn't beat him up in person last week. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah,
we were in person. We were face to face, and I was just like,
those glasses was a whole pair last week.
Well, we're not getting physical with Arle Dredd, but let me say this. Right. Arle, I got to keep reminding you, that dude is crazy, okay? Just remember that. If you remember he's crazy, everything will be okay. All right? Okay. A lot going on in the world of P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Arle. Sean Diddy Combs
denied
bail after pleading not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Puffy has been denied bail. Puffy is going to be in jail as of right now until this freaking trial, whenever that is. Arle, please give me your initial thoughts as we get into this thing for a few minutes.
So everybody says I'm the public defender for everybody. Lord have mercy. It's just in my nature to just want to help people. I am a woman. Let me remind everybody, I am a woman. Yes, I saw what happened to Cassie. Yes, I believe that other people have been handled and all this stuff. However, not comma love, I think that, and everybody gonna crucify me, but I just feel like this is a public lynching. We were trying to all be too unified with the Black Power and Black Lives Matter, and these other they're gonna show you, they used to been the slaves, used to try to run away, or if they get out of pocket, so they say out of pocket, then they would all do whatever they were gonna do to them in public so that you, my person, won't try that. I don't know why Diddy didn't see what happened to R. Kelly, even though R. Kelly did the stuff. I just feel like Diddy has pissed off the wrong colonizer. That's all I can say, because they're all doing these things. For that video to come out 8 years later, was it 2016 to 2016?
I think six.
Well, for it to come out so many years later, all of that says there are people that have been protecting him, just like with R. Kelly, just like with all the other people who get up in trouble. And I think they about to throw.
So this the stance you want? This the stance you want to take, Arle?
No, what I'm saying is he about to go to jail for a long time, and it is allegedly for these crimes. And when they start talking RICO was created for mob bosses. It was not created for the average everyday person. It has when the mafia got less, known, and they started, realizing that you could just lump in a lot of people. It's about to get really ugly. That is a huge thing. You can get 20 years just off GP on RICO stuff. If they
Dredd, before you delve in, Dredd, real quick, Ollie, did you just say, I know I saw Diddy drag, push, punch, and kick Cassie in the face?
But do
however,
I go to?
Did you say however after that?
I did. But should I go to jail forever because I beat somebody up?
Whoa, no. That I didn't ask you nothing about that. I asked you my question was, did
That's
you say
my point.
however after saying, I know I saw him drag her?
I think all of it was purposeful, because it's just so hard. I just feel like
Ollie, this is hard. This is the stance you're taking, Ollie. This is the stance you're taking. Okay?
I understand that I am not of the popular opinion. Throw the book at him, kill him, drag him, tar and feather him. I'm just saying there are other things at play here. The reason the media came the way they came with that out of nowhere and all these other things was because they wanted to play on our emotions. They wanted to get away from our logic behind these things. And I feel like that's what's taking place. We're no longer looking at fact. We're talking about things that probably everybody is in trouble. I could get in trouble for kidnapping. I done probably held a dude in his car before and wouldn't let him out and drove him somewhere he wasn't supposed to go. So I'm starting to think about my own. Like,
Ollie, you be muscling people, Ollie.
I want what I want when I want it. I've gotten better in my younger, in my older, as I seasoned.
So Ollie, I hear what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent. However, they won't have that card that they played of him whooping Cassie's ass in the hallway if he doesn't whoop Cassie's ass in the hallway.
I should have been a lead. I see both sides. Real quick.
They played that card, but that card wouldn't exist if he believed in the protection of womanhood.
You're right.
That card wouldn't exist if he believed that as a black man, he should be protecting black women and not beating black women's ass.
What about him violating these men with all this lube? He don't like black men either.
You talking about something else. We're going to get to that later, maybe.
I'm just saying, like, he was an equal opportunity abuser.
They beating this girl.
And y'all, and on everything.
I don't think he's been charged for beating up this girl.
Whoa, no.
They're mentioning it as a part of the...
I didn't say he was being charged for beating up the girl. I read the charges before. It was sex trafficking and RICO charges.
It's a lot of, it's arson is thrown in there. I'm trying to figure out where they put arson.
I'm talking about something that Arle directly brought to the table with. Part of the reason why people coming after him in the first place is because
of that.
They use this to help. They use this to bring him. No.
I'm saying that. What I'm saying is they're using that. So I know that is a separate thing, but they needed to have us see that. Like, that wasn't, if that's not a part of it, why are you showing us? You know what I mean? You're showing us so we can be up in arms about it. If we're not up in arms and we're horrible human beings who shouldn't be mad about him fighting a woman, I guarantee you they don't give a flippity dip about him beating no woman of color. What they care about is something he has done that we do not know about. They don't care about who he put in his, where he put in his, none of this stuff. Taking them folks across state line. If he's been doing it since early 2000s, y'all just coming to it 24 years later. Come on, it's something else.
Ollie, I'm listening and I hear you, and I believe that there's probably more things at play that we'll ever understand and imagine. But when it comes to something that he literally did,
all right, he did it. Okay.
I hear you, but I can't unsee Ray Rice punching his wife in the face.
I know.
I can't unsee that. And they didn't bring up no RICO charges on him for doing nothing else.
Right. Even in the Ray Rice situation, Ray Rice told them folks exactly what he did. He told them folks he punched his girlfriend in the elevator and dragged out. But it was no video. The NFL only suspended him for 2 games. Now, once the tape came out, the tape showed exactly what he told them folk he did.
He ain't played the game since.
When they put that visual in your head and
he
start
played the
touching
game
up
since.
your emotions.
Right. And that's what I feel like they're doing. Like, they felt like we should have been mad at Diddy at first when he was like, I didn't do nothing. And we were all saying, y'all on the black man. Y'all on the black man. And then they was like, okay, we're going to show y'all. This what y'all supporting. I'm not supporting Diddy. He is wrong for that.
No,
I just don't think
you kind of are supporting.
I just don't think that you should, like with Ray Rice. Everybody was mad at me when I was like, I don't think he should lose his livelihood because he got into it with his wife. I just don't believe it.
I agree.
I think we could go to counseling. We can get some help. Maybe I got some issues, but do I lose my livelihood? Everybody else in here beating their wives behinds and stuff, and they ain't lost their job.
Well, we don't see it, and we don't know about it.
They make them go to jail sometimes. They're like, okay, y'all stay in here, get it together.
So all I hear you, and I understand, but shame on Diddy.
True. I mean, he
shame on Diddy.
allegedly
And
for all the
we're
crimes.
going to find out.
Alleged.
We're going to find out if everything that was sealed in this envelope is true. This thing is going to be on court TV. This thing will probably have more ratings than the OJ trial. But for everybody that's saying what you're saying about they put that video out to defame him and set him up for the ultimate kill. No, that dumbass shouldn't be doing that.
At FM, let me just say, FM said I'm old school. I am old school. I'm not the stand by your man. I'm not necessarily her, but I could be sometimes.
This lady was leaving, Arle. This lady was leaving.
I'm not talking about that specifically. And see, it did exactly what it was supposed to do, Ryan.
We don't know where
Look, Ryan, you heard about that, Ryan, when you heard about that, you were upset. You were like, oh my God, that's terrible. But when you saw it, it took it to a whole nother level. If they had just left it at us talking about it, we wouldn't have the feelings we have about it. They made sure. I just feel like they're bigger things in play.
I'm going to have feelings towards it, whether I see somebody do that to my daughter or whether I hear about somebody doing it to my daughter. My feelings are going to be the exact same. Right. They're going to be the same. And somebody got to go.
That's why
God, please don't ever let my children have to deal with any type of domestic violence. Something like that. Lord, please.
Yeah.
But if they do, somebody got to go.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't deal with a character like P. Diddy. I mean, there's a lot behind this, man. I think we're looking at these women as if they're saintly women. No, these women are trouble. These women make poor decisions for a whole lot of years. That's how they got in the situation that they're in. Before we go, my man Millie kind of got reason why P. Diddy was being
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything.
You gotta tell him no.
Some part of you gotta say. But let me tell you this. I tell people all the time,
real quick, please remember what you're gonna say. Okay?
You know I'm not, but let's go with it.
In the chat room, RC says those lubricants are interesting, more so than the baby oil, for reasons I won't mention. They said they took 1,000 bottles of lubricant out that man's house.
And they had AR-15s that had been defaced. It was a lot of happening over there.
Right. I've back in the day, I've been to some incredible incredible parties.
I've heard stories.
And at those parties, especially if it was a party that was at my house or a place that I was hosting a party where people were really having a lot of fun. At those parties, I was always ultra sensitive to being the protector and provider for everyone. No one was going to leave my party saying they didn't have a good time. No one was going to leave my party saying they didn't have what they needed. And no one was going to leave my party saying that they were sexually harassed or something was taken from them. No. I would always have hosts at my parties. I would be one of the hosts, and 2 or 3 of my frat brothers would be, or 1 or 2 of my teammates would be. But there were always people that were going to stay sober and going to protect the interest of everyone at said party. The stuff I read in that indictment says that this man was very, if it's
allegedly.
The alleged stuff says that this man was careless and that this man didn't care about people. This man had some type of fetish that he wanted to take place, sometimes longer than 2 hours, sometimes longer than 5 hours. Sometimes these things took place for days. And the people taking place in these things weren't coherent, allegedly. They have been drugged and or doped and or drunk and or coerced and or kept against their will to be here where there may have been cameras running. And what I heard was that sometimes there was even IV bags given to people to keep the party going.
Man, that man know how to throw a party. Look, let me say this. None of those people left that party complaining about anything. According to this same article, this is stuff coming out now. If they would have said no or complained right there after the party and went to the proper authorities, we wouldn't even get this far. But these people sold their integrity and they souls out for money and fame or opportunity at fame.
Ryan Stewart. This is the Two Live Stews experience. This is the Stews Crew pop-up style. We're popping up this Thursday at the Game Changers at the Battery down at the Doubletree Hotel. So y'all pull up on us 7 to 9 o'clock.
I was gonna say I tell people all the time that I'm grateful I got into acting and stuff. Like, so my brother, people that don't know, my brother's Bobby V, and he started when he was like younger. And I actually sang before he did, but my parents were so protective of me, like being able to go to studios, because dudes would be like, hey, we'll take the studio. My mom, well, we got to go. It was always so they didn't want to deal with that because they couldn't take advantage of me with my parents there. You know what I mean? Right. So my brother ended up going into the industry before I could. I kind of segued into something else because my parents, I was like, they just so But I appreciated that because I remember going to take my brother to a studio one time, and he was young. This is before he even signed as a group. This is when he was just trying. I want to try to get on. And I remember, and I'm not gonna name the producer, but he was just like, "Yeah, he sound good. He sound good. So, but what's up with you? You know, let's talk." And I was just like, nothing. Because I always had my head on straight, but I also know how people can get in your ear. I said, I'm always grateful that I got into the industry later in life, because people, if you just do this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't really that big. I mean, I have been tried more times than not. My brother for years wouldn't even say he had a sister because that's your real sister, or y'all just play like y'all sisters. He's like, no, that we got the same mom and dad. They were like, oh,
I'm testing the waters to see how far I can go.
It was always something. So my brother, he didn't want me coming around a lot. People for years. I'm not talking about like 15 minutes. I'm talking about like years. I'd show up or something. They'd be like, you got a sister, Bobby? Oh my God, why you didn't tell us about your sister? For that reason right there. Don't talk to my sister. Right away from my sister. And they are just nasty. I mean, that industry is so grimy. Acting too. It's the same thing. That casting couch thing, it's a real thing. Right. And you know, you just become prey.
Uncle Charles says Ryan's got to keep it 1,000 on this Diddy mess. I am Charles, Uncle Charles. I am. Everything that I'm talking about, I'm not telling y'all from personal experience. I'm telling you because I've read everything written and printed about this situation today.
Right.
So it's all still alleged.
Yes.
But as a conversation I had with Dredd earlier today, a conversation we had together, I wanted to make sure, because we've been debating on the Stews Crew chat all day long, I wanted to make sure that Dredd understood that before the feds, the three-letter boys, before the feds or Homeland Security or CIA, before them folk go to your door and knock on it to come and harass you, 95% of the time, they've already got their case. And their arrest and their conviction rate is 95 plus. So there is no case that they bring to the table or they bring to the docket that does not get convicted.
Barely.
So I wanted to make sure that Dredd understood that. So all the stuff that they're, the raids on his house in New York, the raids on his house in LA, the raids on his house in Miami. And y'all listen, I got people that said there was a raid in the one in New York too. They're not talking about it. But the properties that were raided, before them people bust them doors down, because we've seen video, they use their big heavy thing.
That battering ram.
That's right. Before they put the ram on that door, they had their case. That happened 6 months ago. That happened 6 months ago. So for the last 6 months, the drugs, the narcotics, the lubricant, the computers, the home video systems, the cameras, everything that they took, they've been going through all of it for 6 months. And they had their case before they got that evidence. They
Yeah.
denied bond for a reason.
Now,
Russell Simmons went to Thailand for a reason. They're not gonna come for me over here. They're
might.
probably gonna leave me alone. I'm not saying Russell's guilty of anything, but what I am saying is all this stuff they got on Puppy, he came back to these states, and now we're hearing and reading about all this stuff.
Right. It's why I'm surprised he was. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that he got denied bond, considering he came back to face the charges. So
Right.
he's not a threat to run if he came back. He came
All they
back.
do is-
Just
Why,
tell y'all
why
in the face and say, I'm not guilty. Let me go through the process.
Let me go through the legal due process.
Right. Let's go
I
through
don't-
it. So
I don't think he's gonna get due process.
he
no, he ain't gonna get due process because they got an agenda out for him.
He's not about to. I
Well,
mean,
no,
and they
we would know if he doesn't get due process, though, wouldn't we? I mean,
It
this
won't
is going to be a
matter.
public
Even if
trial.
you don't get due process,
He-
what we gonna do
court.
about it?
these
Most
people
of them don't align with whatever the media say anyway. That's what I don't understand.
and we're not gonna have access to real, like, I mean, I mean,
This is going to be. Oh, you don't think this is going to be? You're a lawyer, Arle, so I gotta. I'm sorry. I don't want to be overly aggressive. I'm just an authoritative speaker. I'm sorry.
overly aggressive. Go ahead. I'll get
I'm
you like
sorry.
I get naughty. What? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. You don't think that this case will be on court TV every single day?
I just think, just like you said, that they already have their case. It's going to be very difficult. A lot of this stuff plays out in the court of public opinion. They're not about to have another. They're not about to have another OJ. They're not letting that happen ever again. If you quit, Diddy he got $1 billion. OJ didn't have that kind of money, and he fought it and won. And they came after him for the rest of his life. They're never going to let us have another. We're never getting that again. You going to jail? They got when they came for R. Kelly, he went and he's still there. Cosby went. Diddy going. They at least gave some of them. They got bond. They didn't even give him. They denied him bond. This is about to be, and then all these other cases that are coming. A lot of those people. I was looking at reading the complaint and their indictment, and I realized why Dawn from Bad Money. That's not the name of the group. Dirty Money. I realized why she filed her complaint, even though she did not have a lot of allegations against him, other than having seen a lot of it. That's in the indictment that there were witnesses to, and so all these people are trying to get in front of it. Like, I saw it, so before you think I'm gonna go down on this ship, I'm about to tell you about it, and I'm gonna, PTSD almost for what's going on.
Jungle Brother, justice for Usher, Bieber, and Doug Stewart.
Doug insisted yesterday morning, that you all were in there, and Diddy wanted to party, and Ryan wanted to party too.
So, Dredd, allegedly, some of the things that I read today said that he was bringing people in from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Commercial, does that just mean prostitute? I need somebody to explain what commercial men, how they term it.
Pull it up. You pull it up while I keep on explaining
keep that.
Okay. He was using drugs and or alcohol to get them loosey-goosey, and to allegedly have his way. Some of these people were held against their will, and people in his house, like security and or other handlers, allegedly, I'm gonna keep saying that, were assisting him with keeping those people there against their will.
Right. And what I want to know is, you got, like Arle said, some of these people are trying to get out in front of it, telling what they saw. How long ago did you see this? And you just now saying something? Right. You need to go to jail too. Right. That means you are an accomplice to a crime that was being committed.
Some of them are about to get in trouble.
Some of the things that have been said is that, he would video these situations they called
freak offs.
Freak offs. He would video these freak offs, and then hold that video allegedly over their heads to get them to do whatever he wanted them to do, whether that be sing and dance because they're artists or an aspiring artist, or whether that be keep on coming to my house to do these freak offs for me to get on tape so I can do what I do while y'all freaking off, or while I can be a part of the freaking off. Oh yeah, do you know I got 1,000 barrels of lubricant in the other room in case we might need it while we're freaking off?
Do you know I got
It's
IV?
alleged. It's alleged.
Yeah,
It's
you
alleged.
look a little tired. I got some IV for you. I've been working for 30 hours. But let me say this too, Nadi.
Making them take pills and forcing, I mean, dread. I'm just, go ahead, Arle. You about to say something. Go ahead.
Somebody take pills. And even if you do make them take pills, if you don't kill them that day and they get to go home and then why do these people not?
You don't kill them.
Saying what happened?
I don't think I saw any murder charges on the indictment.
And that's what he's saying. That's what he's
I'm
saying.
If you make me take some pills, I had to take the pill just so I can go home. And I did whatever, you did whatever with me. By the time I get up out of there and I need to either come back with a vengeance or I need to tell somebody this is what you did. But to not say nothing and be complicit in the whole thing, that's just
but if somehow, and again, I would only imagine that freak offs sometimes happen naturally, kind of happen organically, and I can only imagine that sometimes you can find yourself in a situation where you might be at a freak off and you thought you were just coming to a party at Puffy's house. I can imagine that.
If you listen to a lot of these celebrity stories that have been coming out,
but my
you
point,
have to be the party at a certain time. If you stay past a certain time, then this is the freak off time.
But what if I got there for the day party at 3:00 and I was in a separate area? And again, this is all alleged. We're just talking here. What if I got to the day party at 3:00 and I was in a separate area, using drugs and drinking and smoking and having a good time? And then, wait a minute, before I even realize it, I just happen to be in a different area where everybody else isn't, and it's not 3:00 anymore. It's not 5:00, but it's 11:00 somehow now. What if that happens to me? And then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, whoa. All right, I'm sobered up a little bit, y'all. Hey, listen, man, it's been great. Hey, Puff, appreciate it, man. This has been great. You ain't going nowhere, nigga.
And they said it alleged that he had they were people being held at gunpoint to not be able to leave.
The doors are locked. No one that's still in here leaves tonight.
You partying and hit an IV to help you get yourself together.
We got everything you need. We got all the stuff y'all like here. Y'all been doing it all day. Everybody just keep on partying.
And let me just say this, here, and I know I'm gonna sound opposite of what I say. As a woman,
allegedly, I'm sorry, Arle, go ahead.
As a woman, it is almost like me and some other women, guy friends are asking us, why do you give dudes your number if you don't want them to call you? Because sometimes it's less, you don't want to be traumatized with the whole, oh, bitch, you ain't all that, blah, blah, blah. So you often like, here, just take it, because now they can check.
No, I've had a friend that's mentioned that same thing to me before. Actually, a couple of friends, female friends, that have mentioned that to me. I'd rather just give them the number and not get dealt,
handled.
Not have to deal with him going crazy on me out here in public. Man, screw that. You ain't got to give nobody your number.
So then I got to fight a dude because people crazy. Let me tell you, as a woman, I think I'm big and bad.
Arle, if he's asking you in a public setting, he ain't about to fight you because you told him no. I'm not giving you your number.
Come on. We have several people who have said, we were talking about this the other day about people get in fights in public and how men, either some of them will step in or some people like, I ain't stepping in that. We don't know what, like, I can only name so many stories, but a dude was literally talking about that Friday at our gig. And he was like, I saw this girl getting beat up by this dude and I stepped in and beat the dude down, but other people weren't doing nothing. I've been in places where not to tell my own business, but I've been in situations and nobody's coming for you. Your girls might come and help you, but dudes just like, man, I don't know what they don't even, because you're on the outside looking in. So you don't know if he's one of your friends. You don't know if that's your man and you mouthed off. You don't know. So people don't want to risk jumping in and getting hurt.
It's one of the saddest things I have to hear, that you have to give your number to someone unwillingly for the fear that they may try you in these streets.
I mean, I've given my number to a lot of women because they asked for it and I didn't want to, but I was like, man, I don't want her to feel bad if I don't give her my number. So let me just give her my number.
Just give it to her, and then
Right, and then I handled it after
And
that.
now this freak that you didn't want to have your number is calling you all day and texting you and
I
sending
mean,
you
yeah, but
pics.
once you don't answer or
block
you
now, though.
say some stuff that they probably don't like, then they'll stop calling you.
Well,
You know.
and the other thing, back in the day, there was no like now we could get away with giving the wrong number back then. You're not gonna see these people no more. But now they be like, hey, my phone, or you got so like you be like, oh, they got me, and you can't put the wrong number because they gonna call it. You know what I'm
They gonna
saying?
call it
Right in
then
front of
and
you, like lock mine in. I'm gonna call it right now. You hold your
Right.
phone in your hand. They done hit call, and your phone ain't ring yet.
Right.
So that doesn't work anymore. So I'm just saying, I understand too. Like I see, Naughty, what you're saying. Like, why would you go back? Your integrity or so and so. But sometimes I don't know.
Look, man,
I just don't ever want anything to be. I always feel like God shows me when I'm like, I don't know how they did that. When I'm just so extreme to something,
Right.
I understand how you get caught up in a situation and don't know how to get out. Like
We're going to talk
understand.
about this. We're going to talk about this longer. We're going to talk about this more, because this story will be developing
Has
every day
led.
for the next few years, probably. I can't imagine if Thugger is getting if Thugger's getting the camera time that he's getting on his case. What is the Diddy case going to do?
Oh my God!
I mean,
speedy trial.
What'd you say?
I said, hopefully they give him a speedy trial.
If they've given Thugger this kind of, I mean,
right? Thugger coming up on how long has it been?
It's I'll look it up. Let me see, because it's been a minute. They've just
been
had
a
to get a new judge.
Had a lot of
Right.
One of my sorors, they put her. She was the next up for it. She had to recuse herself because one of her bailiffs had some connection to one of it. Like it, I don't even know if we have if we've set a judge yet.
So listen, we're gonna put a bow on this thing real quick, but before we do that, this story isn't gonna go away. We're gonna be talking about it for a while.
Right.
The majority of the people that are on this platform and that will be on this platform, and when I say that, I mean Stewart Media and Entertainment, the bulk of people that will be on the Two Live Stews experience or the Two Live Stews crew pop-up, the people that will be here will be people that believe in innocent until proven guilty.
Yes,
We will continue to say allegedly. We will
Right.
continue to say what I read. We will continue to say, I heard from a source, but we are straight, 10 toes down, hands in the air. We are straight, innocent until proven guilty with all things. With that being said,
and I do want to
FBI,
say,
the FBI has a conviction rate of 95%.
right. And
They
I'm
close all
not
their cases.
I'm not a Diddy fan or an apologist. This go back to Biggie getting killed.
Right.
I don't know if he had his hands in it or not.
I feel like him and Kelvin Porter.
I never been a real fan of his personality. I mean, I remember on the reality show he made them folk walk about 8 miles to go get a cheesecake.
And they're going to use that against him.
And
We're going to use that whole reality show against him
because they want to be stars. But the one of the guys was like, "Nah, I ain't doing it," and they sent him home, and he was
Stop
okay.
right there.
With that.
Stop right there, Dredd. I want you to finish what you're going to say, but stop right there, okay? They've got several seasons of Diddy bullying everybody that just wanted to be a star.
Right.
All these people that just wanted to be in his presence. He was doing some ungodly things to those people on camera for the world to see.
Correct.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Please
imagine-
continue, Dredd. Please continue.
Correct. I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is I'm not really a big fan or supporter of Diddy, but I am a fan of justice and, facts. And I think a lot of these people, you need to have integrity, and your integrity should not come at a cost. That's just my opinion.
Arle, put your bow on it so we can move on and get on out of here. It's been a while. And thank everyone in the chat room. Thank both of you so very much for taking time out of your busy week to come in here and spend some time with us. We're going to start doing more pop-ups when stuff like this happens. We're going to start doing pop-ups for post-Falcons games. We're going to start doing more, and we do appreciate everybody that has come to the chat room, that's listening, and that will listen to this show. Thank you very, very much. Put a bow on this whole Diddy thing for us, Arle.
I just want us to use our third eye. I don't know what that means exactly, but you all know. Y'all feel me? Like,
Pause.
Oh, I need to pause on the third eye?
On the feel me.
Yeah.
Oh, feel me. Don't feel me.
The
Do
third
not
eye
feel me.
too.
Do not touch me. Don't none of me.
Right.
Nobody. Everybody, don't
Um,
take that. No, none of that. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who came and joined us. We appreciate your presence. And just know we, like Ryan said, innocent until proven guilty.
I don't even want to say this, but I got to keep it real because it's Keep It Real show. If I was Diddy, I would have ran. I would have gone someplace and got an entire body lift. Hey, Ryan, what's a body lift? A body lift is the equivalent of a facelift, but instead of just your face, you do your entire body.
You would have been fatter, cut off your legs to be shorter.
Hey, listen,
whatever.
Right. I'm changing everything.
But you can't
And
see your kids. You won't be able to see Morgan, Mason, and Miles again.
And when they get done with me, I'm not going to be able to see Morgan, Mason, or Miles again any damn way.
They can come see me in prison.
I don't even want them coming to see me like that.
It's not as simple as one might think to just run. You know, I think he did try to run when they initially came in and started getting that evidence. He got up out of there. And he was out of there for a long time until he just got back.
Here's what's sad, in my opinion. The only reason why, and again, some would say I'm saying these things as if he is guilty. No, I'm not saying these things as if he is guilty. I'm saying these things as if there's not 50% of niggas that's locked up now that think they're guilty or that they may be guilty. There's people that look like us that end up getting locked up and they didn't do nothing.
Right.
So for there to be, like everyone has alluded to all day long, for there to be a situation where this black young billionaire, 54 years old, for him to be facing charges like this, and for the FBI to come knocking on their door, and for 6 months after the FBI took your computers, your cameras, every phone that you got, for 6 months, you found yourself hanging out and waiting for them to decide your fate, and you got $1 billion of access to, I'm gone.
They might have shut down his assets though.
No, well, they may have shut his assets down, but also I'm thinking that people of a like mind of a Jay-Z or a Scarface or a Eminem or a Dr. Dre, I'm thinking that those guys have tons and tons of offshore accounts. I'm thinking that those guys have tons and those guys, I mean,
yeah,
allegedly these cats are from the streets.
Yep.
Allegedly, they know good and well that their money shouldn't be all plastic. Their money shouldn't be all electric.
But you need and we discussed it earlier, and I got where you were coming from, but you gotta depend on people when you on the run like
maybe
that.
Maybe they just couldn't. I just feel
Many
like
people get scared.
I just don't want it to be an Epstein thing. That's what I just, Lord.
That was my thing. My thing was, let me see if this involves children or this involves people that are being sent to the country and barges, in holding containers. That's kind of down and dirty. But people who come to the party willingly,
and you didn't heard what's going on. You ain't just hearing about
what's going on.
You going to, I mean, think about Carisha, please. She was on some. I'll make you eat my blah blah. Like,
let me just say this real quick, man. The video that we saw is not alleged.
No, it's
Puffy
not.
dragged her, Puffy hit her, Puffy kicked her.
Right.
The video is not alleged. And if he had the audacity or the testicles to do that in some LA Hollywood hotel lobby or hallway where anybody can walk up and see right by the freaking elevators, I can't imagine what goes on in rooms where there's no cameras or access for other people. I can't imagine it. That wasn't his, allegedly. Right. That wasn't his first time whipping somebody's ass. That's a female.
Right.
But guess what? When he did that girl, she went back to him.
Now that I hear you and I understand, but that still doesn't make me unsee what I saw. I didn't see something.
I'm not worried about what I saw. I mean, it is what it is.
I didn't see anything that made me think that, oh my gosh, this dude didn't stop for 1 second and say, I'm a man, I shouldn't be whooping her ass. I didn't see that.
I guess now they're saying they always teach you like, and I hope you're teaching Morgan this. And my parents taught you don't hit boys. You're not supposed to hit nobody. Don't hit them. Put your hands on people. But y'all are always taught not to hit us. But we're not always taught not to hit y'all. I'm not saying she did anything. I'm just talking out loud. I'm just gonna be quiet.
I'm saying all we saw is the video. We don't know what's the context behind him beating on her.
Well,
I said not excuse what he did.
No, Dred, stop it. Don't say that. Don't say that. Stop it.
Bad, but it's
don't
real.
Say that. Don't say that. Stop it.
Well,
listen, there's nothing that Arle could do to me in public and or person that's gonna make me put hands on her. There's nothing. She can't push my buttons that far.
They say shake them so you don't see no bruises.
She can't push my buttons that far. There's nothing my wife can do. And listen,
I mean,
Dred,
I went a good choking.
Let's take it real deep. Let's take it deeper. Me attempting to spank my daughter one time is why my boys hadn't been spanked or taken a belt in 9 years. Because prior to spanking her, what came over me was, if you gonna hit on her, what you telling her? Nobody gonna love her more than me. So if I'm gonna whoop on her because she did something wrong, or because she dropped something, or because she broke something, or because she's not listening, or because she told a story, if I'm gonna whoop on her, what's the message to her? So guess what? Everybody in the house got a pass.
And they just running amok. Everybody's running amok.
Everybody gets punished, but no one gets physically beat.
Oh.
I'll grab somebody and I'll let them feel some strength with a squeeze from time to time. I always squeeze them when I hug them, but no one's getting physically beat. What I saw on that video is a man that does not have the same intestinal fortitude that I have to do that and make that decision or even think like that.
I'm saying that tape is old. I mean, can a man not change over 6 years? I don't know if that's the same person today as it was 6 years ago.
Boy, Dred, I appreciate you, man, and I love you because that's another valid point. But from day one of my life, I've always been taught the protection of womanhood. I need to be in a position to always, whether it's my sister, cousin, niece, mom. Correct. I need to be in a position to assist and or help someone that is dealing with that. There were several times there were 2 times growing up. I had a younger female cousin that lived right next door to us in Moco, in Oakley, South Carolina, outside of Moco. But my cousin Keisha lived right next door to me. There's 2 times where Keisha has had situations at school, and my dad would come in the house after talking to her dad, my uncle telling him what happened to Keisha. My dad come home and saying, "Hey, you knew what happened to Keisha?" And I would look at him and say, "No, sir." And he would be like, so-and-so happened. They say his name was so-and-so. Handle that tomorrow. If you don't handle it, I'm going to handle you when you come home. What do I say? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do I do when I go to school? Right. Handle that.
Right.
Because men don't hit on women.
Correct.
They got no business doing that.
All right. I feel you. And this is from Big L. I mean, how did the hotel not release it back in the day? Why didn't they handle that? Who's in charge of that?
I don't know.
I mean, all these people are.
I'm willing to bet that everyone that was working or had access to video footage that weekend got paid off because dude is a billionaire.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly. I'm willing to bet that everybody got paid off, but I'm willing to bet that what he didn't do was make sure that the situation was destroyed.
Right.
He didn't take it with him. So that's why it was still lingering. Yeah. But I'm willing to bet that everyone that was there, I'm willing to bet that Puffy found, allegedly, that he or someone went and said, I need to talk to the head of security.
Right.
Hey, man, between 8 o'clock and 8:45, I'm going to give you 100 stacks to delete what may be on those cameras.
Oh,
that's what they say.
They sold their integrity, because when you take that money and don't show that tape or don't get it to the proper authorities, what you do, you allow him to continue to abuse people. After that, when you could have nipped that all in the bud right then and there.
Here's my point. Go ahead, Arle.
I just think that, like you said, it's money, intimidation that's listed in the charges. And and he did brandish weapons. They listed arson. You know, they went back and talked about the dude, somebody being dangled over had his people and a lot of those people we're gonna see a documentary like they did with R. Kelly. We're gonna see that same kind of thing come out now. Everybody's gonna want to. I tried, but I couldn't. You made your money off that man.
I did hear he got goons.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
If as a person you don't believe in, and I'm not saying everyone's a perfect person, because Lord knows. I thank God every day for the birth of my children, because that's what made me get out of the streets. That's what made me realize, man, why are you making some of the moves that you're making? Why are you in some of the rooms that you're in with some of the people that they're in and some of the things that's going on? What are you doing? I mean, I thank God for them, okay? But if we're going to see, and we don't even know dude like that, if we're going to see something that tells us what his character is, how he moves, thinks, and acts, if we're going to be able to see that and know that it's real and or true, it's going to be hard for me not to believe the stuff that's in the FBI's documents that's been investigating for years.
Yeah.
That kicked his doors in 6 months ago and has studied everything, and they know every second of everything that they've taken for 6 months. It's going to be hard for me to think that there's not something there if they're saying now that we're not even giving you bond.
Yeah.
You got all the money in the world. We can take your passport. You can't go nowhere. But we're not even giving you bond. When I saw that video, that pretty much tells me that he's more than likely susceptible to doing some of these egregious things that he's been accused of. And I'm standing on innocent until proven guilty. I'm standing on he deserves a fair trial. I'm standing on all that. But man, he put his foot on her face.
Yeah. And if that was happening to other people who were less popular, you can imagine just the people they hiring.
Well, what about somebody he didn't love? What about somebody that was just flued in for a freak off? What is he doing to them people if they say they don't want to do something? Because again, Cassie was trying to leave. She was on her way out.
J.B. Smooth seems to think that I'm not upset that he was beating on Cassie.
Oh man, that's the dumbest thing he could ever say.
He's upset about what?
I'm not upset. And not that I'm happy. I'm just saying this was so long ago and I didn't know about it. It's not like when they just brought this out, this tape recently. It's not new news. She took money to.
Yes.
She could have pressed criminal charges on this man and helped a lot of women out.
Right.
But let me tell you, I think that because of the people that were protecting him that are no longer protecting him, that's probably why all these people didn't come out and say something, because they're just bigger. I mean, I'm not an Illuminati person and all that stuff, but I just think art imitates life. And it's, Puffy always talked about Empire was his story. And you saw the stuff that my boyfriend Terrence Howard was doing. That's my boyfriend.
My boyfriend Terrence Howard.
That's my boyfriend.
Yeah, man.
Did y'all know that?
He's a what?
He has a master's in physics. Did y'all know that?
I thought I read he had some kind of PhD or something.
If he just got that, I ain't know nothing about that. We haven't been talking in a while.
Look, man, innocent to proven guilty. I just know that
it's a lot.
It's a lot, and I believe that there's a mission to suppress. I believe that there's a mission to not suppress, oppress. I believe that the demasculation of the black male is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's parts of Project 2025 that they need us out of the way, okay, because of our strength and our intellect. I come from a family where on one side of my family, every aunt and uncle and granddad and grandmom had college degrees. Every first cousin has college degrees. Another side of my family, they're all well-versed in the street, okay? And they're all successful. I know that there's a mission and a plight to get the black male out of the home with his children and his women or his wife. I know that's a fact. not women. Well, I'm just saying because oftentimes we may not be married, so I shouldn't say wife,
Right.
because there's still caretakers in the home that are black fathers that are fathers with mother and of kids, but they may not be married.
Right.
And I mean, I just think that the presence of the black male is very, very important. But I know that there's missions to get us out of the house. I know that females can be paid more money from however they're getting money if there is no black male in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand and know, and I get all of that. And what I'm saying is we all need to know that and act accordingly.
Yep. Don't put
we
ourselves
all
in
need
those
to be
positions.
protecting our sisters, our mothers, and our wives, and our daughters, and our aunts. We all need to be protecting them in these streets. As much as black men get disrespected by everyone out in them streets, police and white folk at the job, as much as black men get disrespected, there's only one being that gets disrespected more, and that's black women. Because unfortunately, they getting disrespected by everybody in them streets and by some of us too. I just can't ride. I just can't ride with dude. I'm not wishing nothing bad on him. As a matter of fact, I hope he finds a way to be able to be with his family and his kids.
Yep.
However, if he did these things that I saw him do on video,
Right.
and he's been doing these things that's in these documents that these people can prove, that's why they're bringing it to the table.
I just feel bad. He's going to be
Good
another
luck.
set of children that are just,
Good luck.
God, that's hard. I hope they've made plain. It's so many parts to this. So many parts. And we'll be discussing it for years to come.
Sometimes, like I told you earlier,
Go ahead.
sometimes
Dre.
black folks get too much money, man, and then they start building these relationships with people who don't have their best interests in mind.
Hey,
I've
man.
been reading the chat, and it could be true. He could have gotten so much power because of who he was dealing with, and they were letting things go.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he done pissed the wrong person off, they not willing to let things go no more.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
a whole nother thing. Like if he's guilty of some egregious stuff and those facts come out that he is, then I'll be the first one because evil don't have no color. If you evil, then some need to be done to you.
I just can't. Go ahead,
Go
Nate. I'm
ahead.
sorry. Mm-mm.
No, I just want the facts to be out before I
Dread,
condemn somebody.
Absolutely.
Again, typically the FBI and CIA and Homeland Security's case is built on nothing but facts. So
Yeah, but sometimes
Okay.
they're the ones that help building the case because you have a good relationship with somebody who's
Right.
telling the FBI, Homeland Security, and the CIA to
Right.
don't touch this man.
right. So
Because that's kind of like with BMF. Everybody knew what they were doing in these streets. I hung with them. I'm surprised I'm not in somebody's jail right now, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
listen,
I know how they worked. I saw a lot of things. I'm just kidding.
right.
So,
Thank y'all very much, man. We could go back and forth all night
Yes.
long. I think this has been spirited. Everyone in the chat room gets an A+. As a matter of fact, we got to read some chat to get out of here.
Yes.
We got a few stars that we'll read before we get out of here.
Yes.
Loose Neck Side said Doug and Ryan spent all day getting rid of Diddy freak off party evidence. Listen, I'm here to tell y'all right now. I got out of the car. I left early. I only got to go to one spot, and I had my own people come pick me up. But Doug's the one that had the all-nighter. Pause. RC. Diddy only buys the finest of baby oils. They said that kid had straight off-market lube at his crib. Thousands of bottles.
And it's probably the finest, nicest. Once we find out what it is, it's gonna fly off the shelves because everybody gonna want to see how that works.
Okay, real quick. And this is alleged because we don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
We don't know what kind of lube it was. We don't know if it was lube at all. But if you got 1,000 bottles and you're messing with a bunch of them young tenderonis, a lot of them young tenderonis probably don't need that lube. What's that lube for? Jungle Brother said, price of lotion and oils about to drop after they circulate Diddy's back in the market. Just 1,000 bottle. Julius 35C. Puffy should have got to Thailand like Russell. I mentioned that earlier. If you're addicted to the camera and being this Puffy or being this Sean Diddy, if you're addicted to the limelight to the point where you too proud to say, hey man, they may have got me, I'm out of here. Shame on you. Shame on you. I mean,
Yeah. But he got like 8 kids. He probably didn't want to leave his daughter. I mean, and that's the other thing. He got daughters. If you're doing this, you have daughters. If somebody did it to your daughters, how would you feel? They just think that's why I just can't imagine that he's doing that because you have daughters.
I'm willing to bet that he would be able to see his kids more often if he disappeared someplace and would have them brought to him versus seeing them more often doing Fed time, 25 to life. That's what I'm willing to guess.
I'm just interested in this.
I think his visits would only be an hour-long visit anyway if his family come, if he behind bars. I think if he was to disappear and get a body lift like I would have.
But they're going to follow them kids everywhere they go to thinking they're going to get him if he disappeared.
I agree.
Never going to get to see their daddy because they're like, we're going to follow them everywhere.
You got to get rid of your family if you're on the run. You can't see these folks no more.
No more ever. You got to get new family.
Hey, Ma. Hey, Doug. JP. Take care of the kids. Peace. I got to go.
You would never.
I tell you what's not going to happen. You ain't going
to get in the people's system.
I'm not going to have $1 billion and the people going to come and get me. I'm not going to have $1 billion and they're going to come and get me and tell me I can't even have a bond. So in essence, I don't know what's going to happen in the near future. I'm willing to guess what's going to happen, but I don't know what's going to happen in the near future. But because of Puffy's willingness to come back and fight these charges, he will no longer ever see the light of day. They denied bond. He's done. He's in somebody's cell right now.
Yeah, but whether he out or in jail, he wasn't gonna be free. You can be out and still not be free if you're locked up mentally. Because
you be out.
Yeah, but
his whatever room he in right now, I guarantee it's not bigger than my home studio.
You're right.
I guarantee it. You can be out and have more space.
It's better though.
I'm only speaking from experience of being on the run for 3 years. At one time in my life. I'm trying to tell you how
to got some stories, boy. Y'all, we're gonna talk about it on the No Show tomorrow. Y'all come back and hear about this on the run.
I'm gonna tell y'all about how I was on the run for 3 years.
I want you to think about that. Is the statute of limitations up?
Oh, this was a while ago. So it's cool.
I need to double check your statute
about it now.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you, it ain't as easy being on the run. And I don't have $1 billion, don't get me wrong, but it's not easy to be on the run.
Hey, Arle, that boy crazy. You hear me? He crazy. Jungle Brother said, shout out to Bay 11 Auto for bringing gas to my Pacer after running out on the bluff. LOL. If you ran out of gas in the bluff, man.
It's not the bluff no more.
No? That's good.
They're changing it. It's not there yet, but they're changing it. Arthur Blank spot. That's a whole nother story, child. Go ahead.
Jungle Brother. Now we know why the Stews got fired from mainstream. They told Diddy no. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But you maintained your integrity.
Well, listen, I got out of there. I got out of there. And I'm not saying I got out of there because felonious things were going on, but I just got out of there because I had other things to do. I didn't need to be up under Doug, Diddy, and Ryan Cameron. Pause. That came out wrong. I didn't mean to say that.
All wrong. I didn't
mean to say that. RC said those lubricants are interesting, more so than baby oil for reasons I won't mention. Yeah.
All right, RC.
Yeah. 1,000 bottles of it though. What you doing with that? What you need to lube up where you got 1,000 bottles of lubricant at your crib?
Maybe he's.
That little bottle of KY be good for like months.
Well, maybe he's well endowed. He don't need a little bottle of KY. I don't know.
1,000? No, Arle, was he that endowed?
I know. I'm just trying to I can't process all that.
I understand.
He bought another bottle again in his life. He wanted to have everything on deck
at the crib.
Right with the IV bags.
I got the alcohol you want, the liquor you want. You want to smoke cigarettes? I got a cigarette machine up there.
Right.
I got pop sodas machine down there. I got drugs. I got machine guns. I got food, and I got lubricant. For
if you
days.
got IV bags, right?
What in days?
You have to have somebody administer the IV, or are they doing the IV themselves?
I got IV bags and nurses to put IVs in your arm at my party.
It just reminds me, y'all saw that movie Taken? That's what, when he went to go get his daughter, that's.
Adrian Williams, take that. Has a totally different meaning now. I called a buddy of mine that is a coach in the National Football League. I called him and we talked today. On his license plate, when we played together in Detroit, his tag said, take that.
I hope he's since changed it.
It ain't that no more. But I let him have it today about his take that tag and what that means now and just all of it. If you look at the thing under my name, it says no take that. No
Yes.
take that.
No, you will not take
listen,
that.
I had gallon talent. I didn't have to take nothing. I could always talk my way into it. Anyway, last couple. Jungle Brother said Kareem Akbar in witness protection, ready to testify against Diddy. Yes. Everybody and their mama gonna have something to say.
Everybody. People that don't even have nothing to say, they're gonna have something to say.
People that never met him, people that never spent any time with him, people that never worked with him, people that don't know him gonna have something to say, and everybody is gonna be listening so they can make sure that their
name stay out their mouth. Keep my name out your mouth.
Felton Lovett. I told my wife the same thing. I would have never been seen or heard from again. Period. Y'all call me a coward. Y'all call me a chump. But if I was in that man's shoes, knowing the things that I know and knowing what's on camera and knowing what's on that stuff that they've been studying for 6 months, I'm gone. I'm gone.
No more Ryan. It'll be the Doug Stewart Show, One Live Stew.
I'm going to go purchase 10,000 acres in Argentina, and in the middle of said 10,000 acres, I'm going to have a in-ground bunker that's got 20,000 square feet inside with pools and basketball courts and movies, and I'm gonna have the whole 10,000 acres gated with armed security and no phone service, and I'm gonna have
prison right there. That sounds like prison, a happy prison, but you can't talk to nobody with no phones. Who you gonna play with? You gonna get a new wife, new kids?
I get to eat what I want to eat. I get to smuggle in who I want to smuggle in. I get to have all the things that I like to have. I mean,
it sounds good, but it's not that simple.
Perfect. I hope it works out for you. I hope you never have that happen.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and
y'all
are right. And y'all right. It sounds good. You're right. It sounds good. It damn well may not be very, very realistic. You guys are right.
But he damn sure gonna try.
But Diddy's in jail right now.
I know.
Right.
Diddy's locked up right now. And
he might have
he ain't got no bail. They offered, it wasn't suggested, they offered $50 million. And guess what? He's not with his family. He's not with his jump offs. He ain't having no freak offs tonight.
Hopefully.
His nothing ain't even. I mean, whew, that's a strong man.
Ain't got no lube either.
And on that note, good night, everybody.
Yeah. Arle A+, Dread A+. Thank y'all very much, man. Putting the bull on it, man. Due process needs to be taken care of, and innocent until proven guilty should always be the case and situation for everybody. Good luck to one of our childhood idols and one of the guys that we grew up looking forward to meeting and seeing. And good luck to one of the guys that is a big part of the culture. Good luck to one of the guys that worked his way from his bootstrings. Good luck to this man. I wish him the best. I wish him the best. Yeah, I wish him the best. But I just can't act like I didn't see that video I saw. And
like I didn't see it.
Whoo, I'm glad you didn't see it either.
No, I'm saying I'm not acting like I didn't see it. I'm just saying did that take away my whole life because I did that? I mean, I'm just Jesus. I'm done.
No, they're not taking away his life because of that. That video has nothing to do with why he's locked up right now. That video is not in the sealed envelope.
They mention it in the indictment, which is
that's just more evidence to support their case.
Right. You're right.
That's not a part of the indictment. So I don't think we should say that's why he's going to end up taking it. No, he ain't giving his life because of that. He's giving his life because of that stuff that was in that sealed envelope.
You're right.
Which we're going to start hearing more and more about every single day.
Correct.
Every single day.
Everybody's coming out. I'm coming out.
His mouth is going to fall open during some good sleep one of the prison nights, and they're going to end my Lil Wayne voice. No, I didn't mean to read that one. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to read that one. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love. That's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Again, on Thursday night, we are hanging out at Game Changers, and the good folks from Southern Edge are buying drinks for everybody that comes through. Every single person. There's going to be football on TV. There's a lounge where we can smoke cigars. After we do the show, we're going to hang out for a little while and enjoy ourselves. They
Watch
got some
the
great
football.
food. We're setting some food out. We're watching football. It's going to be a great night. I'm missing one of my son's games. To be there. So y'all pull up. Really, really appreciate y'all. And also, we still will be here Thursday morning for a Two Last Tuesday experience. Dread, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all. The no show tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Be
Yes,
me
yes.
and Artie got a lot to go over.
Arlie,
Woo.
thank you. Thank you very much for pulling up.
Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.
Peace and blessings, y'all.